Tunataka maendeleo bana.
So the issue is that we have just come from Kibra. We have been to Sarangombe, Kamkunji grounds, where we were accosted by rowdy mobs, and it was just a small segment of people who are obviously commissioned by someone to disrupt a properly constituted campaign rally for Mheshimiwa Eliud Owalo and our party leader Mheshimiwa Mudavadi'S. We want to send a very strong and direct plea to IEBC that they must start taking these issues of violence in Kibra with the seriousness that it deserves. Previously, other candidates have been accosted there by one party, that is ODM, which does not seem to have any other formula to political office apart from unbridled violence. And we had thought that in this day and age, when some people are saying that they are now spreading peace, a message of peace, when some people are saying that no Kenyan should bleed again, that they would advise themselves and their followers that they will refrain from violence during political campaigns. Even now, as we say that we are waiting for a BBI report, and it's a BBI report that is supposed to be addressing, among other things, election-related violence, one would expect that they would already have started conducting themselves in a manner that can give us hope.
Each and every political party and their respective candidates have got an inalienable right to campaign in any part of Kibra constituency, having met the requirements as stipulated by IEBC. To me, we can no longer have political enclaves where certain political parties feel that certain sections of this country belong to them exclusively. We have all, as candidates, signed the code of conduct, committing ourselves to peaceful campaigns. And I would plead with the ODM party to stop using retrogressive politics where you feel that by meeting violence on your opponents, it will give you a leeway into a political office which you don't deserve. As a Mani National Congress, our philosophy is peace. And we are committing ourselves to that for the rest of the campaign. But in the same vein, I want to appeal to the IEBC to act decisively on election violence. It is not the first instance of violence that has been raised in Kibra, yet we are not seeing any meaningful action being taken. We once more appeal to the IEBC to take advantage of these Kibra by-elections to show Kenyans that they can conduct a peaceful, credible, and objectively verifiable campaign election.
The NC had received the note from IBC to conduct its campaign and its rally in Kamkunji. So we were there regally as per the IBC mandate. And since morning, there were reports that there were plans to disrupt our rally and to hurt our supporters. And those reports were filed to the IBC and the police. And we hoped that they will take action. Now it is regrettable that when we go into the ground, there were a lot of stone throwing, and a lot of people have been hurt. Tear gases were thrown from not policemen, but from supporters of an opponent party. We still don't know how they got hold of those tear gas to throw at us. And the vehicles have been damaged. Now we want to say that we want an election that is free, fair, and transparent. Free of violence, free of intimidation, and we want every Kenyan who is in Kibra to exercise their right without any intimidation. Therefore, I'm calling upon IBC to please take decisive action against the party that is sponsoring violence in Kibra. And the party that's sponsoring violence in Kibra is known as ODM. The supporters of ODM have even followed us with the t-shirts and they come to disrupt us as we move along the way. And we have been constrained. Our supporters have been constrained into responding, and I want to thank them for not responding.
The barbaric act that has happened today in the democracy of Kibra, because of what our rivals, the ODM, did to us. We had permission, we had notified the police of our rally, and we had everything in place. We had our tents, we had our sound system at the Bukhungu grounds. Up until 10 o'clock, everything was in place for us. Only for us to find out that the party leader, none other than Raila Amolo Odinga, being invited to come to our rally, whereas they had a rally in Laini Saba to come and disrupt our rally. We have had casualties, we had our fans being injured, and therefore we are very, very upset with what has happened, because we did not have our party leader at the grounds. We only had our candidate and myself, and of course the Nairobi team. So that there was no need of Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga to come to the Bukhungu Stadium only to disrupt our rally. Within 30 minutes, or even less, he has already left. So we feel very, very disadvantaged with that, and we want to condemn, with the strongest term possible, having injured some of our members for nothing, yet they had a rally in a different ward. If that is what democracy is all about in Kibra elections, then we are afraid ODM is going to lose in the morning.
Today we had organized a rally in Bukhungu, and the rally was well placed within the security system plus IBC. But our friends from ODM, and particularly led by Raila Amolo Odinga, they came to our meeting and disrupted our meeting. We've had so many casualties, the way my brother said, and we had to call off the meeting because we were attending to the casualties that had occurred in Bukhungu Stadium. Therefore, I would want to say that democracy has been buried today, because before then we've been having meetings, we've been having rallies in Kibra, and none has ever been disturbed or disrupted until Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga made his entry into Kibra. And we want to say that as much as they try to muzzle the other candidates, and particularly our candidate, we are strong, and I would want to wish to tell my supporters that we shall continue our campaigning, and nobody is going to dampen our spirits. All our supporters, wherever they are, they should know that victory is on the way, and whenever somebody senses that is being defeated, that's the time they start organizing violence. Violence has been a thing of the past. I think, as far as I remember, the last violence in election we had in Kibra, especially amongst the candidates in Kibra, was before 2013. We've had a relatively peaceful environment until today's meeting, when we were having our meeting and ODM plus their party leader invaded our meeting. And I would want to say that IBC should take immediate steps, plus the police, to arrest the situation, because for the coming days that we are going in, they are going to be difficult days. It doesn't mean that when we are campaigning peacefully, we are cowards. We are not cowards. It's only that we want to maintain peace because we have our families, we have our friends who stay in Kibra. We don't want to cause violence, and will not allow, because the situation we've seen today is that most of the people who came to Kibra to orchestrate violence, they are not from Kibra. They are not boys from Kibra. We've seen them, and we know they don't stay in Kibra, they don't live in Kibra. So we would want to tell the opponents, and particularly ODM, that we are not ready for imported violence. Our youth are peaceful in Kibra, and they maintain peace. Would want them to import violence from elsewhere to Kibra.